Hello, welcome you on the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. I am Ashish Ogle, Assistant Professor here of Public Administration in Department of Humanities. So today I am going to start and discuss a very important topic with you all about the public personal administration. Public personal administration actually it is concerned with the employees of any organization in which it is a very important thing whenever we see or find to be get expect any of the organization have a very greatest development, it need to be their employees be up to date. It is become very much important that whoever the employees or the personals actually we receives are very much important. So for that sake, actually now today in this particular class, I am just going to explain you about the recruitment system. So let's see here. So it is a part of unit 2 in the public personal administration, and that is the recruitment. Today actually we discuss about its types and the methods. So when I say about the recruitment, so recruitment is a very important process of the public personal administration. Let's see here. So first of all, I am just discuss with you all about the methods of recruitment. So what is the methods of recruitment? So basically when I say about the methods, there are the two methods of the recruitment generally we found. The first we called as a direct recruitment and another is the indirect recruitment. Direct recruitment, basically when I say about the direct recruitment, that includes the filling of vacant post for the civil services by the suitable and qualified candidates available from the open market. Open market means very simple, those who are not working in your organization, they are actually available outside. So they are the fresh candidates who generally do available according to your actually minimum qualifications. They do apply from the outside of organization, and this type of the recruitment we call as the direct recruitment. The another type of the recruitment we see that we call as the generally with that is we call as the indirect recruitment. So first of all, we will discuss in detail about the direct recruitment. So it is made through the open competitive examination and conducted by the recruiting agencies like the UPSC in India and Civil Services Commission in the UK, that is United Kingdom, and Office of the Personnel Management, that is also called as the OPM in America. So these all are actually play a very we can say the central important role to conduct the recruitment drive into their respective administrative system. Now I am just continue. We are continuing to discuss on the methods of recruitment. I say the recruitment are of two types, direct and indirect. I explained already about the direct recruitment. Now actually I am just going to explain about the indirect recruitment. Indirect recruitment means the filling of the same vacant post by the suitable experienced candidates who are already in the service of the government. So those who are already working in the government services, actually we providing the recruitment. Basically whenever any kinds of the vacancies fall vacant. So at that time generally through the different kind of the just we can say processes by just like the transfer of your post, and other that actually by the providing promotion or by conducting the different kinds of the internal or departmental examinations, we provide the actually opportunity to get filled in the vacant post from the particular candidates or the employees of the organization themselves, and that type of the process we call as the indirect recruitment. So the direct recruitment and indirect recruitments are also known as the recruitment from without and the recruit from within. So that is a very simple respectively we call to them. Now I am just going to discuss with you all one by one about the very important part of the merit and the demerits. So basically first I am going to explain to you about the merits of the direct recruitment system. There are number of many merits. One by one I am going to explain with you all. Let's see. It provides the equal opportunity to all qualified persons for entry into the public services. Hence, it is consonant with the democratic norms. It means in democracy, we generally say everybody must have the equal opportunity. And because of actually this particular merit system, I say direct recruitment system that make available all the opportunities equally for the everyone. And that's why it can be say as of the very important kind of the part of democratic norms. Next, it broadened the area of recruitment as the source of the supply as much wider. Because of actually in the direct recruitment system, basically it is open competition. So maximum number of the candidates are available for you. Next, I am moving continue. It attracts the capable and qualified peoples from the universities to the public services. So number of many type of the candidates are available over here, which belongs to the different level of understanding, intelligence, and they all are available when actually you do the recruitment from the outside. Next, a very important thing, it brings the new blood within the new ideas. freshness of outlook, and progressive approach into the government services. So that is become very much important. Generally, every type of the government system required going to be get cop up with the outside ever-changing scenario. And accordingly, it become very much important. We need the fresh and the new bloods ever actually into the organization. Now, actually, we are continuing to discuss about the direct recruitment methods and its merits. It checks the stagnation. In public services, they are kept attuned to the changing social, economic, political, administrative and technical conditions of the nation due to the constant intake of the young man, and that is really very much important. Next we discuss it's suitable for the recruitment in technical and professional fields as the requirements of the latest knowledge. Okay, next it motivates persons already employed to keep themselves up to date in knowledge with the view to compete with the young people for the higher post. So it is really very important, and actually accordingly this all we discuss are the merits of direct recruitment system. Now I am just going to explain you about the demerits of the same direct recruitment system. Multiple number of the demerits also we find over here. Just like it result in the selection and appointment of the persons having the administrative experience. Basically a very important thing. Whoever actually we do recruitment in the direct system, they do not have any kinds of the administrative early experiences. Okay, apart from that, it necessitates a prolonged and intensive training which is expensive. Whoever the new actually entrants, we require to provide them a particular rigorous and a very comprehensive training for what actually the government had to do lots of expenditure, and that is going to be actually create a kind of demerits for them. Next, I am continuing. Let's see here. It curbs the initiative of the employees as the higher post and thrown open. Okay, next, it causes jealousy and heart burning. Yes, exactly. Among the senior and experienced employees as they are placed under the young and inexperienced persons. So these are the multiple demerits I explained to you all. Continue. The demoralizes those employees who fail to get promotion, leading to this inefficiency. So these are a number of many demerits. Actually, I am just discussing continuously with you all, okay, about the direct recruitment system. So persons already employed cannot be compete with the outsiders. It open competitive examinations due to the several reasons. Okay. So number of many reasons could be say for that. It increase the burden on recruitment agencies which have to handle the lakhs of applicants. Okay, next. So finally, I must say the merit of the direct recruitment system can be cited as the demerits of the indirect recruitments, and the demerits of the direct recruitment can be cited as the merits of the indirect recruitment. So you have seen a very important type of the recruitment system has a number of kinds of the merits and demerits. So basically that become very much important that what type of the subject matter you find. Accordingly, you need to choose the system of the merits. Why? Because all type of the system, whatever, whether actually you are choosing for the direct or the indirect, may have some of the merits and the demerits, some of the particular pros and the cons. So the subject matter, it means the particular your nature of organization will decide what type of the method of recruitment has to be adopted by you. So thank you so much. Really very thankful to you. Again, I am just saying to you, okay, to join and attend that particular video with me. Thank you so much and take care. Please bye.